So through the chair, look, there are. We would bring forward. I mean, we have an existing policy. Let's be honest. There are very, very few people who are using our existing policy, and even with the challenges that have been in front of ratepayers this year, it doesn't exactly appear that the take-up's been spectacular. So what we're now entering into, as I've said, we've wanted to gather around with other councils because we want to make it part of a bigger conversation. Now, we may all learn that we had a good look at it, but it's still too hard, so we don't take it too far. However, we're hoping that we learn that this is a space that does make good sense, and, you know, assuming we get to that position, the policy settings themselves would be in front of this table. So yes, staff from Auckland Council, staff from Dunedin Council, Wellington, Christchurch, central government might make some suggestions in terms of national standards around those parameters, but ultimately it'd be a rates postponement policy for this council, and you would be, you know, you'd be advised of the options around those parameters. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time to just work through that. I wouldn't want to rush it, but there's some interesting issues around attitudes to estate management and the like.
So the criteria at that level of just who we're targeting and who we need to target has yet to be even looked.
Yep.
Okay.
Councillor Lee.
Thank you, and thank you for the report, and congratulations on the highlights and achievements. And I would note that the number one highlight and achievement is the National Environment Monitoring Standards project, which received the McGreedy-Winder award. And I'd note the fact that McGreedy-Winder were the people who did all that excellent work for us on the consensus building group and alternative funding. In regard to alternative funding, I'd like to raise the issue of the diversified asset fund, or the diversified fund assets as they're called now. I think the reference in the report, and this is the first reference that I've found since the fund was taken over from, the investment fund was taken off Auckland Council Investments Limited.
What page, Mike? What page are we looking at?
Page 141, there's not much to see, and that's the whole point. On page 141, and the officer did refer to it in the presentation, but I think we need quite a bit more transparency in regard to the reporting of the diversified fund assets. It is an important source of alternative funds. There is some sensitivity around it still within the Auckland Council family, and I think we need a bit more transparency and rigour in terms of reporting that. Thank you.
Thank you. We could certainly look at that and add some extra information in.
Councillor Walker, a very brief.
Sure, very briefly. I'm just picking up on the concern that Councillor Brewer raised about staff numbers. It would be. I like to pick up on you now and again, Cameron.
I'm sending your parents a rates
be quick, but that wasn't
I'm
the
trying to
item.
be quick.
Yep.
It would be helpful at some point just to have some analysis around what the variable staff movement is relative to the areas that we get recovery on, revenue from consenting and compliance and the like. Because quite obviously, in a buoyant economy where you've got a lot of house building and consents, we've got to take on more people, but we recover that. Or we certainly, I would hope, recover a high percentage of it. So it would be useful to know that.
Yep, short question, a short answer. That work has been
And I
done.
don't need that answer now.
That work has been done, and we'll be coming back to you.
Wonderful, Mr.
We're about
Chair.
80 staff short in that area.
Oh, very good one.
I have a mover, I have a seconder. All those in favour?
Aye.
Against?
Yeah,
Thank you.